So that's it. This is one of the most beloved segments on the channel, which is analyzing subscribers' stores. But today it's going to be different. Specifically, I'm going to analyze stores from people who are complete beginners, meaning analyzing beginner stores, people who started a month and a half ago, at most 2 months. So come with me, come to the computer screen because I want to show you some stores so you can get an idea of where you can get even as a beginner. Come with me. The first store I want to analyze, I already really liked the name, which is Eletrofest. It's true that it has a more minimalist logo here, and I like this minimalist logo style just with the initial letter there. I really like it, but I wish it was a bit bigger, more centered here. You can see there's a Christmas banner here, very interesting. Even though it breaks the store's color palette a bit, that's actually the goal, to break the color palette to draw attention with a banner. So it's totally fine to break this palette, and obviously we're going to use colors related to Christmas, that's pretty obvious. Here, the categories section is very well distributed. The banner here says 5% discount with Pix, and it mentions Christmas again right above. So you can see that it's a very well-structured store with color elements, banners, which bring a much smoother and more pleasant flow to the store, making it really enjoyable for us to browse through here. I frequently discuss usability. I analyze stores on this channel for all skill levels. Some stores have issues where clicking on an item leads to problems. You can't click, so I don't recommend you launch your ads or start paid traffic this way. If I click here on Tools, it will open exactly the Tools tab, including this one here. It's an excellent niche. There are many products, whether from suppliers over there in China, using AliExpress or 3 clicks, as mentioned before, with your own suppliers. In Brazil too, this magnetic toolbox is an excellent product. Of course, several tests are necessary to confirm its quality. In the campaigns, right? Advertise on Facebook ads, TikTok, and Google to find the best audience for this product. It's a good niche. I like the name Eletrofest. It's cool. The store is well structured. Below the footer, under the WhatsApp button, I'd mentioned that the store provides service Monday to Friday. Adding weekend hours is interesting, but I'd include the hours here. Here the pages are really well done. I like that a lot, and you can see that the National Register of Legal Entities is already here. So this store, even though it's from a beginner, already has a National Register of Legal Entities, meaning the company is already registered. Very interesting. If you are the owner of this store, please leave a comment below. I'm analyzing your store here. It's really good. It's definitely worth starting your ads, and take the opportunity to give your feedback about whether you're already making sales or not. For those who use it and for others who are going to watch this video, analyze it here as well. The next store is called minkshop.com.br. The name is actually nice, I liked it, but be careful with these abbreviated names because sometimes it might not work out. You might think it will work, but it doesn't. In this case, it worked out. It's just a tip I want to give. So you can see that the store is very well structured, very organized. The categories here could be a bit bigger. The images in these circles, even though the category is small, you can still see them. It's true that I'm analyzing this on the desktop, but if we look at it in the mobile format, you can see that the categories section is still small. So it's not just a desktop issue. The store is, yes, very well structured. This banner here is bugged. This banner here is bugged. Pay close attention here because it's bugged. Everything is getting cut off. Be careful when uploading the banners because on the platforms themselves, especially on Minkshop, which I keep mentioning here, they have the technical specifications for the banner sizes that you should use in your store. This is very important to point out. In the footer, you can see the number is incorrect, showing Brazil's country code 55, so it doesn't make sense to keep this option selected. There are several pages available here. Cool, but I would fix this right here. Look, I would put the name here, properly renamed for WhatsApp, the service days, the hours, and everything else. It's very important for you to pay attention to these details even before you start advertising, okay? We have multiple pages with categories. When I go through the categories, no category appears until I click, which opens the page. So there's a lot here that you need to fix before you start advertising your store here, okay? Fix these details that I mentioned. Look, the logo is nice. The store colors are nice with the white there, with this shade, navy green there, right? The darker blue is cool and nice with the elements I mentioned. However, I wouldn't advertise your store yet. Fix the details I pointed out and others that may come up first. Only then should you start advertising, okay? I wouldn't start now. The next store, Bichos de Estilo, has a great name and structure, clearly focused on the pet niche. Check out their logo. It's a perfect example of not overthinking logo design. You don't need to overcomplicate it. Just look at how this logo was created. There's a dog, a cat, and a heart here. Dogs and cats go well together, right? But what matters is bringing that love to our e-commerce too, because there are cats, and in some rare cases, cats and dogs get along really well. So it's all good. So look at the structure of this store. I would just change this color to blue, even though you wanted to use your palette. In white here, look, I suggest keeping it white, as it would look better. The pink can stay here since it matches the logo well. Here's the page distribution layout. Products should appear when clicked, including categories like dogs, cats, hygiene, beds, walks, and feeders. Of course, since it's a beginner's store, okay? Still filling it with more categories inside this niche store made for the pet niche. Right here below, look how the categories are a bit bigger. See, you see, they're bigger, look. See, and these images like this look really good. Here, I would leave it in pink. I would leave these images made here in the categories. I prefer this image over a conventional cat picture, you know? Look at how the cat is walking. See how cool the photo turned out? Just look at it. This is really awesome, because this brings you authenticity. It's much better to work this way. And look at the structure of this store. Just look, a very well set up store. Even if you're a beginner, look, there's a mistake here with the button, right? The WhatsApp number, but you already have the email here. You have the important information. Everything is correct and very well organized. Look at how nice these two banners turned out. Okay, if I click here, look, another usability problem. I'm clicking several times and I can't do it, see? Because here, look at our products. There's a call to action, so I need to click and be taken to another page. So this usability is very important for you to always test everything in your store. Send it to a relative, send it to a friend, send it to your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, it doesn't matter. Send it and just ask them to browse the store, test it out, click everywhere, just give it a try for me, please. Pretend you could be a potential buyer. So really do this because you will get a lot of feedback, just like I'm collecting this feedback here. Listen, as the store owner, I'm telling you these banners aren't working. Before you start advertising, fix this issue first. Avoid advertising because it impacts your customers' trust in your website's usability. So nowadays, potential customers are always worried about this. Is it trustworthy? Can I really buy from this e-commerce and will my product actually arrive? Let me browse a bit. I'll choose this product, but let me browse. Comfort and hygiene for your kitty. Let me click here. It's not working. Store made to scam people. Unfortunately, it's something that happens. Unfortunately, that's how customers already think. You watching me think that way. If you access an e-commerce site and you see some strange things or lack of usability will bring this distrust, and lack of trust means a lower conversion rate. Not all customers are going to care about this. Obviously, not everyone will, but the vast majority, you have to understand, don't have that level of awareness in relation to the internet like we have. So there's no point in you wanting to be your customer because you won't be. There are people who are buying for the first time through the internet, and it's in a dropshipping e-commerce. This happens a lot. It does happen. You need to be aware of this. So your usability has to be really good. Your store looks really nice. It has a lot of potential. You, the owner of this store, leave your info in the comments. I want to check it out. Your store is great. Just fix some details before advertising. Next up is Noop store. I like the unique name. The logo was these two arrows pointing up. But what did he do? Or she, right? They put a little Santa hat here. I really liked it. I really liked how you did it. I'll close the cookie pop-up. The store is very well structured. The banners are vibrant, colorful, and high quality. Scrolling through them reveals a Christmas banner already available. It's excellent that you already put up this Christmas banner. There are other banners here. Smartwatch free shipping all over Brazil. Contact support. Cool, very nice. Look, business hours. It's also a good idea to make a banner for that. Especially on these rotating ones, right? Where several banners keep showing up. For support, I think it's very interesting to do it this way too. And here you see that in the categories, there are two that really catch your attention. Daily deals and Christmas. And even this here, products up to 100 Rs. It's really good to make categories this way too. Because even if the customer goes after, for example, the smartwatch here, they'll see these categories here and think, wow, up to 100 Rs? Let me check the shipping deals. I'll see if there are any interesting products. He goes there, clicks here, and finds several products up to 100 Rs. And then you have to be careful, like the store owner was, to put products that don't go over 100 Rs to keep your store consistent. The more consistency, the more trust. Like I mentioned, the more trust, the higher your store's conversion rate will be, which will result in more sales, more money in your store's pocket and in your own pocket, right? Let's examine the store's structure from the start. The structure is impressive. A great smartwatch is discounted from 129.90 Rs to 89.90 Rs. Clicking the offer takes me to the watch. I want you to replicate this. The offer structure is excellently designed. Cases like the order ban are already here and are very interesting. The store is well structured. Honestly, to be really sincere here, I would start traffic on this store because it is very well structured, very well structured. Look at this, the main menu. Here the customer service, 0.800. Wow, that's awesome, really good. Support? This here is a beginner's mistake. You can't do that. Your store is all professional like this, and you leave a Gmail email. Nowadays, there are free email extensions with your domain, like Zorro. In fact, I've already recommended it here. You can't make this mistake, but look at what you got right. Business hours and online support, Monday to Friday, 10 ante-meridium to 7 post-meridium. The store is open 10 ante-meridium to 7 post-meridium on Saturday and Sunday, and 10 ante-meridium to 5 post-meridium on other days. It is very nice and well structured. There are a few small mistakes that need to be fixed. Fix these details and then you can start advertising, because your store has a lot of potential too. I really like the name, the logo, the way you put it here, the little Santa hat. Always adapt and be aware of key seasonal times like Black Friday, Christmas, Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and Children's Day. Take advantage of these seasonal times. I myself, in my niche store, neglected the discount coupons I created because this Black Friday I made some discount coupons in my store that weren't that attractive. Nearly all sales in my store involve discount coupons. 9 out of every 10 purchases use the coupon. It's impressive how much people like discounts, and you can make this adjustment in your margin. You're going to lower your profit margin a little to give a discount, but you'll make up for it in volume. You'll increase your conversion rate. The next store is called Los Mejores Morel. At first, I thought it was a Spanish store, but it's just the name. A brand was created here, Los Mejores Morel. I'll even look it up to see what it means here. Well, I looked it up. Los Mejores Morel really means the best Morel. I don't know what the word Morel means. Let's think about it. Meaning of the word Morel. You see that this word doesn't even exist in Portuguese. It could be something in Spanish. Whoever owns this store, you can leave it in the comments section. But to be honest, I like the name. I like the way the logo was made. It looks like a top-notch store, a generic store. Yes, in fact, but one that fits well with accessories, that fits well with decoration products. I would definitely go in that direction with this store here. You can see that the structure is really good. I would just remove this background. I would leave this color only on the letters. That's right. I would use this color. I would leave the letters just the way they are here. No problem. I would remove this orange background. And I would leave this orange color exactly on the letters. It would look much more elegant here in your store. As shown, the categories are distributed using artificial intelligence. It's not inherently wrong to use these images, as previously stated. It's not that it's wrong to use artificial intelligence to do this here, but I prefer those images that are more in a drawing style. It looks more elegant, it looks more authentic. You'll have a greater variety. For example, to find images of a child, you'll use an image of a toy. Apple animals, you will put. For example, in the store we mentioned here, from the pet niche, a dog and a cat, there would be no problem using an image like this. So the store structure is very well organized. This is how I like you to set it up, and you don't even need to put the 55 here because that's Brazil's country code. If you're only going to sell in Brazil, you don't need to put this here, just the area code of the state, obviously, right? So look how cool this is. Look at how well structured the store is. Let's analyze a product here. This projector here, astronaut to galaxy. Take a look. Look over there. Very well made. I would really go with this line from this store with decoration products, real home products, you know, gardening products. I would really go with that line, or beauty accessories, because the name fits really well with that. More decoration products. You don't need to permanently change your store's niche as a whole, but I would approach it within my store, which is generic from what I see here. It's leaning more towards home decoration items. It's a good niche, a good specifically generic niche for your store, because you can adapt it for this type of product I'm mentioning. But you should have your categories here, which in this case are the collections. Use categories. Don't use collections. Categories. And then your main category within the generic store can be decoration items. That's interesting. I'd refrain from advertising your store now. Ensure these details are correct before running ads. But tell me, what did you think of this store analysis made only for people who are just starting out, complete beginners? It's really cool to see all this structure being built. So I'm very happy that many of you tell me you set up your stores through my free videos here on the channel. And many of you also sometimes become students, right? And are complete beginners, and I'm analyzing it here. Thank you for trusting my work. I'm happy that you're all improving, even as beginners. Before, a beginner would take 3-4 months to set up a store like this. Now, in less than a month, someone starting from scratch can launch a store like this. I'm glad to see you making great progress with the information I share here on
the channel.
At the end of the video, you'll see that there will be 2 pieces of content that complement what you're watching now. Watch them, I'm sure you'll like them. A lot of people binge watch my channel more seriously than Netflix, huh? And I'm very grateful for that. If you're new here, subscribe so you don't miss the next content like this that comes out every week.
A big hug and bye-bye.